Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine. Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, please stay tuned to the Northtown News Magazine.
Sure. Can we grab you? Sure. Oh, yeah. 8 years. I want to do it, right? Yeah, I want you. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do. Oh, no. You should say that on the air. I will.
Come on, baby, don't you want to go? Come on, baby, don't you want to go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 2 is 4, 4, 4, 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on.
Hi there, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hersh, and your host, Avi Meyers.
Thank you, Marty. Hi, Avi Meyers here, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hersh and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org. Community policing, we're big on that, caps24.org. And we are going to call this show to order with my official elect Judge Michael Bender pen. Boy, I'm plugging away early, but I like Michael Bender a lot. I like his father a lot. And isn't this a cool campaign
cool
gimmick?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I have never been successful before in getting the commissioner of the 10th District over to the show. I invited now Congressman Quigley a number of times, but boy, I couldn't even get a call back. But you know what? This time around, Sally Daly Hunt, who is Anita Alvarez's PR person, asked me if I'd be interested in getting Bridget Gainer on the show. And I got a call, more than one call, from Katie Hellman, who was great to deal with, and thank you very much, Katie.
Right.
And I am pleased to have the commissioner of the 10th District, Bridget Gainer, here today. Bridget, how are you?
Hi, good, Alvy. Thanks for having me.
First of all, my pleasure. And how long have you been in office at this point?
Just about 3 months. I was appointed in the middle of April, and so now we're in July, and it's been terrific. So I've really enjoyed it.
So is this a new learning experience for you? Or?
It is. It is. I have a background. I was in local government for a while, and I spent time up in this part of the city. I ran a community center at Senn High School. And so I've done a lot of the work. You know, the county does the hospital, the jail. They do a lot of social services and a lot of that local government. And so I've had experience, but I am learning a lot.
So, well, at least you've got your feet and running. As a matter of fact, in real time tonight, which is, before we don't air this live,
right.
But I know there's a tax seminar that you're involved with.
Larry Sufferton and I are doing a seminar on how to file a property tax appeal without a lawyer, all the questions that people have about filing their property taxes. That's going to be at Warren Park. And generally speaking, if anyone has questions about that tonight or in the future, my office number is 312-603-4210, and we're always happy to answer those questions for constituents.
I noticed even on your website, which I was checking out, you've got a handy PDF telling people how they can file for property tax relief without their lawyer.
Yes, absolutely. It's a much more simple process than you might think, and the aldermen's offices are always really helpful, as are we, the county commissioners. So we really encourage people to reach out.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, last time around, when I did the appeal, I went to Larry Sufferton's office. There's stuff they legally can do and can't do, but they helped me guide me through the process. Mm-hmm. I filed the appeal, and of course, the county rejected me.
Well, maybe next time.
I'm not going to. You know what? I'm very happy because we'll see what it amounts to in real money, because my assessment went down 13%. Well, we just got the new assessments out, but then again, depending on the factor they apply to it.
Right. It's a complicated process, and it's not easy to understand. It doesn't have direct correlation to what your home may be worth right at this minute. No. And so that's why coming to seminars and getting some more information can really help people.
No, it is a good idea, and it is complicated. That's the way it is in many businesses. I've been involved a lot in the printing business. Mm-hmm. And, for instance, when somebody comes in and looks at paper, believe it or not, 24-pound paper weighs more than 50-pound paper. So, and the reason these things, in measuring's done in picas and points. There's 72 points to an inch. In newspapers, advertising's billed by agate lines. And the reason for all that confusing stuff is it's so important that the general public shouldn't even begin to understand what they're doing. And government is really no different.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
So tell us about your background.
Well, I'm lifelong Chicagoan. I live now in the north side. I have 3 children.
Well, hopefully in the 10th district.
In the 10th district, I absolutely do, in Lincoln Park. I said...
3 children.
I have 3 children, 7, 5, and almost 2. And they keep me busy. It's great. My husband Dennis and I are enjoying that part of our life. I started my first 7 years after I got out of school. I went to U of I. I was a community organizer and a social worker, and that's when I ran the community center at Sen High School. So I spent a lot of time up in this uptown Edgewater, Rogers Park area. After that, I went to work for the city. I was in the budget office where I learned a ton about the financial issues around local government. And then I went to the Park District and I ran the lakefront parks. And that was a tremendous opportunity and experience. We did a lot of we opened the restaurant at North Avenue Beach. We did the parking lots. I did a lot of revenue bonds and financial aspects in government, which has really helped me a lot at the county to understand what's going on there. And then I went to work at Aon, which is, many of you know Aon from its location at 5050 North Broadway. But I've been there about 8 years, and that's been wonderful. So now the county is a new chapter for me, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to really dig in.
Was that what used to be Combined Insurance or something like that?
Yeah, Aon and Combined Insurance were combined to be one company.
Yeah, so that's the old W. Clement Stone place.
Absolutely, the old W. Clement Stone, positive mental attitude. Yeah, he was a great
guy.
I
was. When I was in college, we had board meetings for.
Right.
That he would share over there for the students and for the city colleges and all that. So
he's
that's
a wonderful man.
Yeah, he was definitely, boy, he was so positive. It was.
He was.
Okay, so where do you have your ward office? Not ward office, your
district office.
Right.
The district office is up on North Broadway, right between Bryn Mawr and Foster. So it's a little bit. The district starts around Armitage and it runs up the lakefront, kind of between the lake and Ashland, more or less, all the way up to the city limits in Rogers Park. And then between Bryn Mawr and Devon, it goes west out to Edgebrook. So we're up in the 48th Ward, right on North Broadway, and so it's a little bit of in between both sections of the district. And so I'm up there, and it's actually a great setup because I'm with Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, I'm with State Senator Heather Staines, Alderman Marianne Smith, State Rep Harry Osterman. So if people come to the office, it really gives them the full...
Oh, that's the 5500 or whatever his office.
Right,
okay, I know.
Right. So it gives, it's a one-stop shopping for people who have any concerns from a constituent side.
Yeah, that's very convenient from that standpoint, no question about it.
I love it.
And so you go all the way up to Howard over there, or?
Well, it bops around a little bit in the 49th Ward, so it carves in and around. So I have a little bit of Howard, but not much, and then it juts down south and it goes to Devon and then goes over west.
Yeah, and actually it goes up to Arthur. Like for instance, you're actually 3 blocks, and I was explaining before what the origin was basically that somebody was afraid of a certain precinct captain getting votes a certain way, and his precinct was cut out.
Right.
And that's how that boundary happened.
Right. So it's an exciting part of the city and of the county. I mean, there's so much interesting diversity here, and a lot of people who are really engaged. And I think one of the things we've seen about Cook County government is with everything, whether it's the sales tax or what's going on at the jail or in the sheriff's office, people are really focusing on the county, I think, in a way they haven't before. So it'll be interesting to see, who runs for president of the county board, if there are a lot of contested races for the 17 commissioners. It could be a really interesting time.
Oh, this is going to be this is going to be the hottest time for who runs for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I am friendly with so many of these people. It's not even funny, and the rumors are flying and changing every day.
Yeah.
Basically, you've got about 3 different Irish guys who are all like, they don't want to run against each other, but one of them's going to run for something. By the way, I don't mind saying this, and this will already be decided at the time. I've got a feeling that Terry O'Brien's going to be the one that winds up running from the 3. I think Tom Dart will stay as sheriff, and I mean, that's my feeling about it. But you're going to have 3 or 4 black candidates.
Yeah, Danny Davis has said he wants to run, so he's going to come back from Congress. Tony Preckwinkle, the alderwoman of the 4th Ward.
Oh, by the way, he will be on in about 3 or 4 weeks on the show.
Oh, good. Todd Stroger, and then the 4th is Dorothy Brown, who is the current clerk of the Circuit Court. Yeah,
Dorothy Brown's been on a number of times. Stroger was just on recently, and that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, no, so this is going to be an interesting race. And plus, of all the 17 commission districts around the county, there will be many contested races. So I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and one of the different things, too, is that now you cannot be a president and a commissioner.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are some commissioners, too, who are thinking about it. Larry Sufferton, I know, is thinking about running.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's very important. There's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He really understands the way the county works, and I think, one of the things I found impressive in my time of getting to know him is that he was really instrumental in getting the hospital board started out at the Cook County Hospital, the independent board, and they have brought an incredible group of really smart people. Sister Sheila Line from Mercy Hospital, Dave Carvalho, who used to be at the county, and they've done a tremendous amount of good work and good government work out at Stroger. So that's been a huge benefit.
Is there an actual chance that we might get honest government out of them?
I think there is. I think that there's a lot of scrutiny on the county now, and scrutiny is a really good thing if you want honest government.
Yeah, no, there is definitely a lot of scrutiny, and I've got to say that one of my favorite questions, you're an elected official, I'm not going to embarrass you with it,
okay.
But one of the things I've asked certain people, like for instance when Steve Rhodes, who I'm friendly with, was on, who does the Beechwood Reporter, my question to him was, what do you think the most honest branch of government is in, is it the city, is it the state, is it the county? And it was like, I actually think the state has sunk to the bottom right now. I think at one time you could have listed the county, but I think the counties really picked themselves up.
Well, I think the counties picked themselves up, and the one thing I'll say about the state, there's my 4 other female colleagues and I on the county board have really been pushing hard against the state, including video poker in its capital bill. You may be aware,
by the way, this is a very big issue for me, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I think that is a horrid thing.
So the 5 of us wrote a letter to Governor Quinn probably 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, right when that idea came out. We went to the editorial boards, got a pretty good editorial about it. We've been reaching out to faith-based communities, community organizations. This is a disaster. I mean, South Carolina and Georgia allowed video poker and then ended up repealing it because it was such a mess. It always is followed by double-digit increases in crime, in personal bankruptcy. There's no scenario how they're going to regulate it. And now what they're saying, in order to make the money they need to make, you have to have about 60,000 of these machines flooding every bar and restaurant and truck stop. And this is something that absolutely takes advantage of people when they're most vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, all I got to do is walk 1 block. And there's one of those. There'll be one of those.
And it's the state has said that they plan to make $350 million, about $400 million off of this, and that they're taxing it at 30%. So if you look at just the numbers that they've put out there, that means that residents of our state have to lose $1.2 billion a year into these video poker machines. Money that isn't being paid for the rent. It's not buying cars or refrigerators or other consumer goods. And it's absolutely preying on people, and it's bad government. We shouldn't be relying on these things to run our state.
And there's no way in whatever that they can even begin to think about regulating it.
No, it's a mess.
They can't regulate the casinos that are in one place or the racetracks.
And in the casinos, you can identify yourself as an addicted gambler, and then they don't let you in. There's no way to stop you from walking into any bar or restaurant.
No, anybody or any Dominics.
Right, but there's no way to stop a kid. I mean, how are you going to regulate every 16-year-old or 15-year-old who wants to walk in and play video poker? I mean, it really is a mess. And they had $20 billion in funding without video poker. They haven't spent 20 minutes looking at the ramifications of passing this, and they could have easily started with the $20 billion capital package, gotten that going. You can't all do that in 1 year anyway, and taken some time and allowed people to vote on it. To say nothing of the fact that that they're saying that, well, there's a referendum, you can disallow it. It has a signature requirement that is 10 times that to get even the senator on the ballot. It's ridiculous. They're shoving it down people's throats, and it's totally a wrong way to go forward.
They are. Unfortunately, right now, my state senator and my state representative are big on the gambling committees, and they're the biggest proponents. I went to my senator's town hall meeting, and he was asked, oh, well, what about regulating these things? Oh, don't worry, we'll regulate them. Everything will be fine, while people are going down the tubes. I was at my neighbor's yesterday, and she was talking about how thrilling it is that she doesn't have to go as far as she used to in order to gamble. I mean, I think the casino that's coming to Devon and River Road is bad enough. But the video lottery terminals, at least that's somewhat under control. People are going to be going bankrupt, destitute, crime. This is worse than the parking meters.
Well, and the thing about the casinos is they tax the casinos at 50%. These are going to be taxed at 30%. I mean, the state's not even getting, everything that they should, and there's no way they're going to raise that much money out of it. I mean, the premise is totally flawed, and I think we should just take a break, take a minute, look into it, and learn from what other states have learned.
Well, I can't vote for you. You don't live in the district, but I assume you are going to run for re-election.
I am. Petitions
You're only there 3 months, and you already got to start thinking about filing petitions.
Well, petitions come out in August, and the election's in February with, the big ballot of everybody else. So I'm, already started going out and talking to people. So I'm looking forward to that part of it.
Any idea who your opponents are?
You know, I mean, knock on wood, but not yet. So we'll get there, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, there was one in particular I have in mind. I guess I'll ask you off the air about that one.
Okay, all right.
So if people want to contact you, contact your office?
Right, my email address is bgainer, Gainer, at cookcountygov.com, bgainer@cookcountygov.com. And my address, or my phone number at my office is 312-603-4210. Please call with any questions.
And I also want to thank Katie Hellman, and who was very helpful and good to work with, and very organized and efficient.
Extremely organized.
And yeah, I know, it's like, I wish I was. And I also Sally Daly Hunt for the help and the assist. Bridget Gainer, the commissioner of the 10th District, welcome. And you got me going on the gambling thing.
Good. Well, thanks.
And I like the racetrack, but I think the thing is horrible.
Right. I'm with you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Bridget, and good luck.
Thank you very much.